What's up guys, macadii here, and today guys, a brand new video which I hope is going to blow your minds. It blew my mind when I was trying to do this, because, and yeah, it's probably going to do the same to you as well, because this is crazy to say, but Bibarel might be the most anti-meta Pokemon that has been found right now, because it puts so much pressure on so much of the metagame, and I'm excited to show you guys around. So definitely stick around. Honestly, bear with me on this video, stick around, because I know originally Bibarel was a load of rubbish, but I think now it's actually come into its own as a very, very spooky Pokemon within the metagame. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like down below, and don't forget to share it around as well. Share it with your friends and blow their minds as well. It's the Lord and Savior Bibarel. But anyway, what we're going to do is start off with is focus on Aegislash. So Aegislash is one of the things that Bibarel handles pretty well. Like, you still have to do a little bit of mind games, but that's always pretty much everything with an Aegislash, except for the super duper hard counters like Mandibuzz and defensive Alolan Persian. But even then, like, Flash Cannon's still going to be doing quite a lot to those guys. But anyway, this is the most common set that has been found on the ladder so far, which is a specially offensive set with Life Orb, with max special attack, with the Flash Cannon, Shadow Ball, King Shield, and Shadow Sneak. So this guy does hit most Pokemon like an absolute truck, and it's a very, very difficult Pokemon to be able to take on and switch in. So that's part of the reason why Aegislash is so insane, is the fact that once it gets into its offensive sword form, or blade form, it gets 150 in both its special attack and also its attack, so it's allowed to get crazy priority, crazy power with both of its stabs, and then King Shield as well gives you the chance to drop the attack by -2 if you end up making contact. So it's as I said, very, very spooky Pokemon in the metagame, and currently lots of people are pushing to ban it. Same as well, the Swords Dance set. The Swords Dance set with Iron Head, King Shield, and Shadow Sneak is pretty insane, hits like an absolute truck, and you have to be very, very careful with it. So what does Bibarel do? So Bibarel is a Pokemon which, if you have a certain amount of skill and actually the ability to predict, will beat pretty much every Aegislash 1v1 outside of it having Sacred Sword. Now, I'm yet to find an Aegislash that has Sacred Sword in its move pool that's in sort of any high sort of laddering team. Like, you do get some people that run it, but it's more sort of low ladder. These are the two main sets that people mainly seem to be running here. So what you've got is a Pokemon that if you can predict right and go into either Shadow Ball, or if it's going to go for King Shield or something like that, you can still take the Iron Heads and Flash Cannons, but they will sort of slightly hurt. You don't really want to be trying to do that. But basically, Bibarel allows you to pretty reliably, compared to most Pokemon, switch into Aegislash, and that allows you to then get an SD up. And if it decides to go for the offensive move and go for the Shadow Sneak, stay on to you, then the next, as you switch in, because most of the time Aegislash is pressured to go for the Shadow Sneak to pick off a Pokemon if it thinks that's, that you're going to go in and sack it, or even if you sack a Pokemon off from there, and it's in Blade form. Bibarel can come in, Swords Dance up for free, as it has to go for the King Shield there, and then it has a pretty unlikely chance of being able to King Shield again, so that means you're pretty much fine from there. And what you can then do is set up your SD on either the King Shield, as I said, or, most likely, and then you can go for the Swords Dance from there, bringing yourself up to +4 attack. So that's absolutely insane, because you get to +4 because of Simple. Simple means that the Pokemon stat changes are, if this Pokemon stat changes are raised or lowered, the effect is doubled. So you do have to obviously play some mind games around Aegislash with King Shield, because that will drop you by -4. But most likely it will be going for the King Shield on you, because most of your attacks will be making contact, and it would be expecting you to make contact, and you can then go for that SD and really make someone cry. Because this thing hits like an absolute truck, and actually handles a lot of the meta very, very well. It's not just Aegislash that you can set up on. You can set up on Toxapex, you can set up on there's probably quite a wide range of Pokemon. I need to have a think about the Pokemon that you can exactly set up on. It's still a set in progress, but it's it's still got the potential, especially if you can get it up to +4. So you've got the Aqua Jet there, which out prioritizes most Pokemon, and when you bring yourself up to 900 attack in 1 SD, and then you have an Aqua Jet as stat priority, it's gonna hit like a truck. You then got Frustration as well, which allows you to take on Dittos and stuff like that, and then Waterfall is the final stab. So if you're not convinced, what I've done is I've actually run through a whole set of calcs showing you guys how much damage this guy does to a large proportion of the meta. Now, I'm not cheated with these calcs. What I've decided to do is go for the max HP set for most of these. I think there's one exception where I've gone for the max speed set, where you can have a think about whether it's worth you going for max speed for that reason. But at the minute, I think the max HP set seems to be the best set right now, because 71 base speed uninvested still outspeeds pretty much every single wall that's pretty prominent in the tier right now. So that's pretty nice. You may want to add a little bit more speed if you want to guaranteed outspeed things like defensive, defensive, Landorus T and stuff like that. So I've got some calcs here. So for example, this first one, Taboo Cocoa, a very, very prominent threat in the metagame. If it wants to try and come in and revenge you, +4, 252 attack, Life Orb Bibarel against Taboo Cocoa, does 86 to 102. So if rocks up, you are almost guaranteed just to OHKO that guy straight up. So that's not an answer to you. You can't offensively check Bibarel with Tapu Koko, which is just crazy. Same as well, Toxapex. If you manage to get that Swords Dance up and you're not unlucky like me and get a burn, or if you've previously Swords Dance up and someone's like, I can switch in Toxapex and haze you, that is not happening, because you are doing 96 to 114 to the standard max physically defensive Toxapex. The current set right now is 114 in defense with a bold nature to add some Spadef to be able to take on Greninja and a few other special options, and that guaranteed OHKOs from there. Say Pheromosa. Pheromosa is very, very scary right now. You OHKO easily with priority at +4. Celestina. This one's always a bit difficult one. If you want to go for the speed investment one, then you probably outspeed Celestina. It depends on the move sets with this one. This one is a little bit shaky, but at the minute, say for example, if it's a max HP one and it's not got Energy Ball, then you're going to be guaranteed OHKOing it with Waterfall, or you can also Turkio it with Aqua Jet. So it's sort of up to you for that one there. It depends how you want to run your speed investments. Next one, Landorus T. So if you're a bulkier set, you can Turkio with Aqua Jet if you want to, or even if you want to go for if you are a bulkier set again, and you know that you can take that Earthquake on, and you can just fire off a Waterfall anyway, and you just OHKO from there. So that's pretty insane, I must admit, just to straight up OHKO the Landorus, and I've compensated for the fact that the Intimidate drops you by 2 as well. Next, we've got Circuitry, which is another very scary threat, and you've got a 50% chance to OHKO after one Swords Dance with an Aqua Jet. Then you've got Mantine, guaranteed OHKO with Return. Magiana, if you want to go, this one's also dependent, if you want to go for max speed, then you're guaranteeing OHKO with Waterfall, otherwise you're doing a huge amount of damage. You're doing sort of, by the looks of things, like, I would say, just trying to compensate from that, probably like 60 to 70%, 75% with a Aqua Jet anyway, so that's going to be pretty crazy. So it's all down to whether you want to go for the max speed or you want to go for the max HP set. And then you got Tangrowth. This one's the most insane one. A +4 Life Orb Bibarel's Return versus Tangrowth, guaranteed OHKO if it's a Assault Vest set. And if it's a defensive set, you've still got a chance to OHKO, but after rocks, you've got a pretty good chance to be able to OHKO from there, which is pretty insane. And then finally, just to the sort of cherry on top, Genesect, which is a very prominent threat right now. A +4 Life Orb Aqua Jet does 78 to 93. So after a couple of switch-ins to rocks or a little bit of chip damage on that Genesect, Bibarel's going to blow it back from there. So it's still something I need to work on, but at the minute I want to do some lives on this guy, because this is just an absolutely insane revelation and could be pretty big from a meta change point of view, considering how much pressure it puts on Aegislash, which is definitely the most common and most prominent threat in the tier right now. It's going to be very, very cool. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's still, as I said, a work in progress. I'm going to have a go at building a team around Bibarel, and we will be doing a live on that at some point. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and also share the video around to blow other people's minds. But anyway, I will see you guys at the next one. Macadii out.